Good afternoon. So we put this event together. Oh, by the way, my name is Malvani Williams. I'm the evening events coordinator in the Office of Campus Life.
Yeah, I'm Marinice. I'm from the TLC office over in Hepburn, the other side of town.
Jose Morales, Department of History and Latin American Studies.
Jeffrey DeSeuss, Assistant Director of Campus Life. Shout out to all my Haitians.
So we put this event together to talk about stereotypes and just to give people a better understanding of Caribbean people. I'm from Antigua. Everyone thinks I'm Jamaican. Everyone that I meet thinks.
Jumped in.
I'd like to retort to that. You know, to be honest, one of the funny things about that particular conversation for me is that coming from a Haitian background is very different when we were describing French Caribbeans and British Caribbeans, so meaning Caribbean nations that were colonized by France versus Great Britain and Spain. It was one of those things where even growing up, there was always this conversation about the difference between Jamaicans and Haitians, or Trinis and Haitians, or Martinicans and Antiguans. There was this real definitive line that existed. So growing up, the only Latino or the only Latin-based Caribbean countries that we even were in our purview were Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Puerto Rico, and that's it. So there was that conversation, even growing up within a Caribbean household. I think that was one of the key differences. Like, we knew those three countries, they spoke Spanish. These particular countries, they spoke English. And in these particular countries, they spoke either a Creole-based French format that existed.
My mom's family's from Dominican Republic. I was born and raised in Hudson County. The only country we spoke about in Dominican Republic was Haiti because it was right there. Forget about the other islands, forget about the ones that were close to us because that wasn't in conversation. I never went to school over there, but I was asking my mother just last night what was her history class like in school. And they didn't really focus on the nearing Caribbean islands around them. They talked about the United States, they talked about Europe,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very interesting because why won't you want to know the rest of the Caribbean if we're all in the Caribbean?
Caribbean. That's the way I pronounce it.
Right.
It's fragmentation. It's fragmented by language, fragmented by ignorance. If I can jump on we're very insular. We look at our own history and know very little about our neighbors. We have stereotypes about our neighbors, but we don't know our neighbors' history.
It's human nature, psychology 101, for the human brain to have to categorize things. It's just how we process information, how we learn. So if we can't even do these categorizing in one island, imagine, the capacity it has in bringing all these different cultures into one area. We don't know what to do with it. So therefore we have all this, our offenses go up. These walls go up. I'm better than you, they're better than you guys. And it's just, it happens naturally, but it shouldn't.
Most of the time I put other.
Yeah. Well, other now is the whole Caribbean. How do you guys feel about that? Because now you get to check other and actually write out.
Well, right now I think it's going to be a lot more difficult, especially with globalization. Because there's Asians in Cuba, there's Asians in everywhere. So now that the world is actually becoming a much smaller place, it's going to be harder to self-identify.
What is the difference between English, Spanish, and French Caribbean people other than languages? We all eat plantain, right? So what's the difference? What's the difference other than language? What's the difference between us other than language?